My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week.
Hey beautiful people, how y'all doing today? Talking about Destiny here, and welcome back to my channel. How you are doing? Hope you guys are doing great. So today's video is a video that has gotten everybody talking. So what happened is that this lady came online to discuss our relationship with our boyfriend, how our boyfriend have decided to move out, that she and her boyfriend, that she and her boyfriend, they live together, and now our boyfriend has decided to move out of the house to go live with his brother who lived down the street. And she was just excited about it, that you know what, that this she thinks that this is going to help their relationship, and that at first she raised an eyebrow about it, but having a conversation with her boyfriend, she said, like, you know what, it's not a bad idea for our boyfriend to move out of the house they share together, to move down the street with his brother. And this video has gotten a lot of people talking, and a lot of people are like, sis, are you sure something is not going on? Are you sure this man is not breaking up with you? Anyway guys, let's go check out this video, then we'll come back and talk.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week. We're not breaking up. It's just a new phase for us. He's moving in with his brother, and he's always dreamed of living with his little brother. So who am I to get in the way of that? It's not some kind of traditional contract that he signed, like once you move in with your boyfriend, you must live together until marriage, and then you have kids, and I'm also 26 and he's only 24, so if he's gonna live with his little brother, like, now's the time to do it. But don't get me wrong, when he first told me the idea, I was like, what the fuck? As I thought more about it, I was like, wait, this is a great idea. I'm very particular, and I have a lot of sleeping issues. We've also been together for 3.5 years now. Now we're gonna get to live apart, and then when we come together, it's like more intentional time. Sometimes when you live with your partner, it's easy to like exist around each other. It's a fun chapter that I'm ready for. And he's only living like a mile away from me, so he's not going too far. Bye!
Okay. This got a lot of people talking. A lot of people are like, sis, this brother is breaking up with you. But I personally, I'm just looking at it like, these are red flags, or I'm not saying the red flags, or what? Please go down in the comment section and let me know what you think about this woman's story and what she's saying about her boyfriend moving out, and how like it's fine, and what you generally go down and share your. So I'd love to know what you think. Okay, this got a lot of people talking. A lot of people have an opinion with what she said, and okay, let's go hear them, and then I'll come back and share my own thoughts.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week.
The hate on this video just shows me why a lot of y'all are single.
Okay.
It's really wild to me that people feel so comfortable commenting on a random person's relationship and basically being like, it's over, you're delusional, blah, blah, all this other stuff. But worse than that is that really don't believe that a 24-year-old male might want to move in with their brother. Like, just think about it. Think about being 24. You're actually not that old. You're very, very young. A lot of people have not lived outside of their home for a very long time at 24. Some people have not lived alone at all at that point, have never had their own apartment. And to live with a partner at that time, it could be very early for this person, especially depending on their friend group. I saw one comment like, oh, he lived with his brother growing up. Yeah, maybe he wants to live with his brother as an adult. Maybe that's something they always talked about as kids. Why is that so crazy? But beyond just like it being crazy or not, the fact of the matter is there's no one thing is always right, one thing's always wrong in relationships. There's no, this always means this always means that. Okay. Honestly, shout out to that girl for posting that and showing an example of like what a relationship can look like and how it can change. And you don't have to be on the relationship escalator, right? The relationship escalator is we move in and we keep going forward and forward and up and up and up and up towards marriage. You can decide we're going up and up and up. Actually, we want to go back here because that's what we want to do. That's what makes us happier. I mean, you guys do know that some couples who are married and or have been together for their entire lives, life partners, don't live together, right? There's a difference between knowing what you want out of a relationship, knowing what you have, the level of seriousness and the end goal you have, and just be riding the relationship escalator.
Right.
That's bad advice for literally anyone. Don't just ride the escalator. Think about what you want, what your partner wants. You guys might have different needs at different times. It's totally fine.
Yeah.
Do not listen to some of the garbage advice on this app. Do not.
Right.
No one way to do things, no one timeline. Do whatever makes you happy.
Exactly.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week. We're not.
Now here's the thing, I am very much a you're the rule, not the exception type of bitch, okay? Does this sound strange? Does it sound like he's quiet quitting this relationship? Yes. But also, hear me out. Like, I have a friend, she owned her apartment. It was a very small apartment, right? But she was also a very small person. She's like 5'3". Again, so she owns this apartment, so she can't just move out, right? She meets this guy, they start dating. He's very tall, right? They were dating for maybe like 2 years before he moved into her place, okay? Fast forward, they've been living together for like a year, and I'm having lunch with one of our friends, and she had mentioned that she had just went somewhere with old girl, I don't know, right? And I was like, oh, I haven't seen her in like forever, like how is she? And she's like, oh, she's good, you know, old dude just moved out. And I was like, wait, what? I'm sitting there confused, a little bit heartbroken, because the two of them always just really gave me like forever vibes. Like, they were very much each other's person. So I was like, why did they break up? Like, what's going on? Like, what happened? What happened? She was like, oh no, they didn't break up. He just moved out. And I was like, girl, what are you saying? So in the year that they've been living together, right? Because her apartment is so small and he's such a large man, he's basically like, it's not conducive to the two of them being there together, right? Like, it's not a space for two people to live in like that. And he feels like if they continue to live together like that, they gonna break up. He don't want to break up, so he's gonna move out and live someplace else for the time being, right? And I was like, while that sounds crazy, it is low-key maybe the most like mature, rational thing I have ever heard a man just say openly to a woman, right? And this happened years ago, right? Now fast forward, it's like the year of our Lord 2023. They've been married for like at least 6 years, and they have a dog, a house, and a baby. Like, they're doing great. Does this girl sound delusional as hell? Maybe. Is it strange as a grown-ass man you're just like up inside, you want to live with your little brother like you've never lived with this boy before? Yes. Also, I don't know how old these people are. I don't know what the age gap is between him and his brother, so maybe they like never were able to like live together as adults, and they want to like hang out and do like, I don't know, frat boy shit with his brother. I don't know. Like, he might be trying to just get all this silly shit out of his system, and he might be quiet quitting. But like, I've seen it work out. I'm saying I've seen it work out. The two of them might be together forever. You never know.
We're living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week. We're not breaking up.
Controversial opinion, I don't think this is that weird. Honestly, it sounds like maybe a good idea to me from the details that I saw on her page, which I know a lot of people disagree with. A lot of people are saying that it's like quiet quitting, that they're for sure doomed. But I was watching the original video and the Q&A update video she posted, and I'm not hating on it like everyone else. I don't know. Okay, the first very important detail that I just saw on her update video is that his initial idea was for all three of them to live together in a house, and she said that she thought this would be a good opportunity for her to live on her own for the first time. She is 26, he's 24. They've been dating for 3.5 years, and she said she's never lived alone before. I think that they are very young considering, and it is my personal opinion that everyone should live alone at some point and not only live with a partner without ever having lived alone. So if she thinks that that's a priority and he knows that he's wanted to live with his brother and this is a good idea for them, then all power to them to do something that's not traditional. I know that this seems like a naive take, but unless they are moving out because they had conflict within their living situation, I think to me that would be an issue, because if you're having conflict living together, how are you going to continue to progress in a relationship? Yeah. But if genuinely his brother's just his best friend, he really wanted to have that opportunity while he's 24 to live with his brother, and he invited his girlfriend into it, and she would just rather have this opportunity to live alone, then it makes sense to me. Yeah. Also, I just think it's really weird how people are like projecting what they think he's thinking based on like his eyes, like people are commenting, oh, you can see it in his eyes, it's over. I mean, I don't know anything about this relationship, but I also don't know any more than anyone else does. And I think that people should just be a little more open to non-traditional ways of going about a relationship. Like, there's not one right way to do it. And considering, again, 26, 24, 3.5 years, that means that he was 21 when they first started dating. That's very young. They probably were in college. They probably have not lived on their own post-college or lived with anyone else post-college. And I think that's a valuable experience to have. And my opinion, a valuable experience to have before you commit for the rest of your life to living with a partner. I mean, once you're living with a partner, that's the only person you're going to be living with most likely forever. So if they want to take a second, try living alone, try living with a brother. It doesn't mean the relationship is doomed. It just means that they're recognizing maybe what they need at that stage in their life. I don't know. Does anyone agree with me, or is everyone very anti this take?
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week.
It's weird to me that people are commenting on this. I know she shared publicly, and people have a right to be able to say whatever they want, but to be like, this is for sure what is happening in her relationship, it's just weird. It's weird. There are a lot of ways to be in a relationship, and to move a step forward and then decide to move a step backward is completely okay. I don't think that we allow for non-traditional relationships, like you're dating, then you're engaged, then you're married, then you're kids, then you're dead. You don't have to do it that way. You can do whatever way you want to do it, whatever way. As long as there's a bunch of consenting adults, a whole bunch. You must be in a polyamorous. You have to be. Bye.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week.
Unpopular opinion, but I think it's really great that two people can be in a relationship and still be themselves. Because if they do get married, they may regret not taking that time to do what they always wanted to do. Her live on her own, him live with his brother. And apparently his initial idea was for the brother to move in with them, and she didn't want to do that. I think that in response to this clip, the lack of nuance and flexibility is the reason why a lot of relationships have no other opportunity but to fail. You ultimately don't give people room to be a real person.
Okay, you know that girl whose boyfriend is moving out to go live with his little brother because that's been his dream, even though they lived together growing up. And everyone's like, girl, wake up! My perfect world is that she realizes, living alone, that, how much better her life is living alone. And I'm not trying to pray on anyone's downfall here. I'm not, anti the boyfriend. I'm not anti her because, everyone needs to be happy. But I just, personally think that, if you live with your boyfriend and then they want to move out away from you, they said, I no longer want to do this. I do not want to live with you anymore. I just think that maybe it's not meant to be. And we could all be wrong, but...
And he's moving out next week. We're not breaking up.
From one generation to the next, we went from ghosting to now the idea of soft launching a breakup. Babes, he's not coming back.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week. We're not breaking up. It's just a new phase for us. He's moving in with his brother.
I wanted to give my input on this video that is going viral because I think that I have a little bit of insight from experience. When I was 27, I left my ex-husband. We had been together for 7 years, and I knew it was time to leave for a variety of reasons. I bring this up because when I officially knew that it was over, I was trying to determine the best way to leave, and in my opinion, you never know, even if a person is safe or whatever, you just never know how someone is going to react to that situation or that type of rejection. He was the specific kind of Delulu that, even though it was clear that things were going horribly, me asking to go to couples therapy, etc., he just thought things were fine. So to ensure that I was going to be safe during this, I came up with a plan. My grandmother at the time was just getting out of surgery, and so she was going to be staying at my mom and dad's house to recover. So I told him that I'd be going to stay there for a week so that I could basically wait on her hand and foot and help her, recover, which was true. However, I also was packing and going there with the intention of not ever going back. And again, I did this for my safety. So once I was there for about 5 days, I then contacted him, told him, look, I want to get divorced. So yeah, I think this is a version of soft leaving. Moving out, kind of getting them both used to the situation, and then ending things. Because ending things while you're living with someone is really just a lot. So like, I'm not mad at the dude, but I also feel like this girl does not see this coming. I hope for her, that things work out, but it's not going to. He's quietly breaking up with her. I just wanted to give a little bit of my input from my own experience.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week.
So I talked to him and I was like, hey friend, just be honest. Tell us what's going on. And he was like, the relationship is over. Okay. The relationship is done. He just didn't know how to tell you. Okay. He tried to tell you, but you weren't listening. And so he had to come up with this plan. And basically the best that he had was, I'm going to move in with my brother. After 3.5 years, it was just so difficult for him that he just didn't want to have to deal with the stress. And he figured that at some point you will realize what was happening. Okay. But after he saw your TikTok, he realized that you probably didn't know until I wanted to come on here and be 100% honest with you about what was going on. Okay. So, I didn't talk to him. And I hate to sound ridiculous, but I think that the relationship is over and you should probably move on for real.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week.
This girl is getting reamed. Everybody's saying that her and her boyfriend aren't gonna last and that he just wants to break up with her and shit. What is wrong with you guys? It's like, I completely agree with her. I completely see where she's coming from and where her boyfriend is coming from. Because it's like, society puts this expectation on you when you get into a relationship that, yeah, once you move in together, you're just going to stay that way forever and your relationship's never allowed to change. And how fucked up is that? Because when you look back at yourself 3 years ago, are you the same person you were 3 years ago? Nope. Probably not. And if you expect a relationship to be the exact opposite, where it's never going to change, then you're not allowing any room for each other to grow. My boyfriend and I lived in a van together for over a year, which is much different than an apartment or house. But I decided that I wanted my own independence again, and that I'm young. I want to nurture that independence while also still being in that relationship with him. And he was completely supportive of the idea of me moving out, buying another van, building it, and traveling by myself again for a little bit. And does that mean our relationship will inevitably fail? No. It just means that we both value each other and value ourselves enough to fight for our independence, whether we're in a relationship or not. Life is too short to give up something that you want to do just for the sake of societal norms of a relationship. If this guy wants to live with his brother and really enjoys staying with his brother and wants to have that experience, I think he should totally do it. And what's the difference between them living in a house together and being in a relationship and them living in separate places being in a relationship? It honestly will probably bring much more fun back into the relationship because you feel less like roommates. Anyways, I honestly think this is a super healthy idea. And if your partner brought this up and your immediate thought would to be, no, that means you want to break up with me, I think that means you have some insecurities to work through.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week.
A lot of girls are calling this girl delusional. I'm not going to get into that. What I will do is recommend a book that I think will be very helpful for anyone in their 20s to read, even if you're early 30s. This book is called The Defining Decade by Meg J, I believe. She talks specifically about this whole phenomenon of moving in with someone that you're dating. And she debunks the myth that you all so annoyingly hold tenaciously to, the idea that your odds of staying together in marriage will be higher if you live together with the person you're dating. First of all, no, that is not true. I said it, but now there's research to back it up. Go read the book. So, Defining Decade, read it. She breaks it down really well.
My boyfriend and I have been living together for a year and a half now, and he's moving out next week. We're not breaking up. It's just a new phase for us.
Okay, story time. For her or for anyone who's in that comment section going, no, this is a completely rational thing. Let me tell you something. I was with my ex for 14 years. In that 14 years, we moved in together at one point, and then he moved out. And everyone around us was like, oh my God, are you okay? I'm so sorry to hear that. And I was like, no, we're going to stay together. We're just at a different phase. And I gave the laundry list of reasons that he gave me for this is why I need to move out. Just like her boyfriend gave her the laundry list of reasons and convinced her that it was a good idea for him to move out of the house or wherever that they were living together, the common dwelling. My ex moved out so he could cheat on me easier.
Okay.
Listen, I'm purely projecting. I'm not saying this is what her man is doing to her. But if you are in a completely new phase of your life and you feel like you need to move out, break up. Okay. Take a break. Just take a little break. Take a little break. It's good for you. It's good for you. If you're questioning all of those things, if you're questioning things, take a little break. I'm projecting, but I'm just saying it's not, I don't like the sound of any of that.
Okay, people are like, okay. Please go down in the comment section and let me know what you think about this situation down in the comment section. Do you think this relationship is over? Do you think the boyfriend is breaking up with her? Do you think that it's totally healthy for people to be in a different form and decide to live separate after living together, after being in a relationship? Go down in the comment section and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think about this conversation down in the comment section. But please keep it respectful. Here on this channel, we're allowed to disagree, but we do it in a respectful way. Okay, so go down and share your thoughts. Love to know what you think. Okay, so here's my own thoughts. Watching that video first, when I saw it, the first time I was just like, oh girl, you're Delulu. But taking it back and kind of really thinking about it and all that, I feel like, do I think the boyfriend is breaking up with her? Kind of, but do I think that it's healthy for people in a relationship or even in marriage to probably take a break from each other? I think that it could be healthy. So let me give you guys the story. I personally, some of you guys don't know, I've been married for 10 years, been with my husband for 20 years. So we dated for 10 years, married for 20. We dated for 10 years, married for 10 years. So we've been together as one for over 20 years now. And I would say that the time maybe we're being apart or we're not together because we did a long distance relationship while we were dating. I feel like it actually helped our relationship, especially when one person goes off and comes back. I feel like it really helps the relationship. But the thing is that both of you need to be in that space where both of you are having honest conversation on where the relationship is going. The key word here is honest conversation. Because some people may be in that situation and just give, like the last lady said, like her ex did that so that he can easily cheat on her. When you're not feeling the relationship anymore, just say it, and then so that the other person knows exactly what you're getting into. And if you're having issues in the relationship prior to moving out, I'll say maybe the relationship is over. But if it's just something that, okay, the other person wants to experience something, wants to be happy, or this will make your relationship grow and flourish and be happy, I'll say I see it as a very healthy thing. Like I personally, like I see myself doing something like that, like probably having like a long distance marriage. We've had this conversation here on the channel before when we were talking about long distance marriage, how I feel like that is the way to go when it comes to marriage and all that. I really feel like long distance marriage or long distance relationship is a relationship that will work, or not. I won't say long distance, like not coexisting together, because coexisting with somebody, habitating with somebody is a lot. No matter how much you love the person will get under your skin. And I feel like sometimes it's good to take a break and just breathe. So me, I'm just kind of like this. Do I feel like the boyfriend is breaking up with her? Do I think it's a healthy idea in a relationship? 100%, I think so. Okay? So please go down in the comment section and let me know what you think. For me, I'm just like this. I can't even I'm just like this, of course. Let me know what team you're in, okay? So go and share your thoughts down in the comment section, but please keep it respectful. Go ahead and share this video with somebody that you want to be part of the conversation, because that's what we do here. We have banging conversation. So go ahead and share this video. With that all said, guys, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Smash the like button because this helps YouTube to push out my content for more people to see, and that will be you supporting your girl and this channel. So go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed. I will see you guys in my next video. Deuces.